Yo, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy TB and I am back. This time I am bringing you guys a tier list video. We are doing the standings. This one is going to be for the Eastern Conference because we're going to do the East first before we do the West. Before we get into the video, I am trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of this year. I am looking for you to help me do that, and if you are new, go ahead and hit that sub button for your boy. If you're not new, go ahead and drop what your standings are going to be for the NBA season. And without further ado, let's hop into this video. It's gonna be tough in the East because, like I said, the East is pretty deep this year. Honestly, both conferences are fairly deep for the most part. I think I'm gonna start at, we'll start at number one. So number one in the East, I think the 1 seed is going to ultimately go to either Boston or Brooklyn. And in this case, I'm gonna put Brooklyn. Only reason I put Brooklyn is because, as we all know, Ime Udoka is suspended for the whole year. The Celtics are without their anchor and their coach. He is an amazing coach. We've seen him coach this team from being middle line and under 500 at the beginning of last year to being runners up in the finals. So Ime Udoka's presence is felt. His absence will be felt. Them being a top 2 seed might be off the table this year strictly because of Ime Udoka not being there. At the 2nd seed, I think we're gonna go with, I'm gonna go with Philly. I'm going with Philly because I think their depth has been beefed up immensely. They do have PJ Tucker on the wing, an amazing defender. He left the Bucks, and this team is ready to win. James Harden took less monies in an effort to get more players so that they could win. They did get Daniel House Jr. and some other guys to help. I think this team is gonna be a force. They still have Doc Rivers, who is not the worst of coaches, but we know he is a, he might be a fraud, but he's not the worst coach to have. So, you know, the 76ers, they're gonna be nice this year. At the number 3, it's going to the Bucks. That's easy. The Bucks, regardless of anything else, will be top 3. They'll be top 3. Now, I think the East is gonna come down to 1 or 2 games like it normally does, where if the Bucks win one game, it leaves them to 1st, and then the Nets down to 3rd, or, you know, different stuff like that. So that might happen this year, but regardless, Bucks top 3. I think this top 3 right here is pretty much solidified. After the Bucks at number 4, I am gonna go Cleveland. Now, Cleveland, they added Donovan Mitchell this year. They already had a great backcourt with Darius Garland. Then you match that with Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen. You got Isaac Okoro coming off the bench and some hoopers that are with that team. I think Cleveland, they're a pretty good team. They just have to see it all the way to the end, to the finish line. Because last year, they started out pretty hot. They just fizzled out towards the end. The number 5 seed, I think that will end up going to the Boston Celtics. Ime Udoka is gone, but that does not mean this team's skill or their team cohesiveness is gone. That's not going anywhere. Regardless, they're gonna be a top team in the East. The 1 through, honestly, 6 or 7, it's gonna be decided by a few games. I don't think it's gonna be a clear 1 over 2, 3 over 4, and so on and so forth. I think they're gonna be decided by about 2 or 3 games or so. So don't think that it's gonna be too far off. Now the 6th seed, I will have Atlanta there. The reason for that is because I like Atlanta, don't get me wrong, but their depth isn't as strong as the other teams that are above them. Cleveland, their depth isn't as strong either, but they do have amazing wing depth, whereas the Hawks do have great wing depth, but the wings that they do have are pretty inconsistent, and we haven't really seen them show up quite yet. DeAndre Hunter, he's been pretty inconsistent. We just have to see what they're gonna bring to the table. So that's why I have them at the number 6. At the 7th seed, we gonna put Miami Heat. Now this team, their issue, you get them in the playoffs and they're a threat regardless. If they're at the 7th seed, they're gonna be a problem for the 76ers. Whoever is playing the 6, 7, and 8 team, they're gonna, I don't wanna say it's gonna be a problem, but they're gonna be on their toes. It's gonna be a dogfight because 6, 7, and 8 is still gonna be pretty good teams that they just don't have the firepower that the other teams have, like Brooklyn, the 76ers, and the Bucks have. They don't have a KD, they don't have a Joel Embiid, and they don't have a James Harden, Giannis, Chris Middleton. They don't have those same guys. So with that being said, they're automatically gonna be pushed down. But once it gets to playoff time, Miami does turn it up a notch. So that does not indicate that they won't be in the Eastern Conference Finals. This could be a team that's contending regardless. Now, the number 8 seed in the East, this one is a little bit tougher for me. I think they're gonna be a pretty good team. I don't know. It's hard to say. The 8, 9, and 10 area is gonna be a little murky. But at 8, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in the Raptors. Now, it was a battle between the Hornets and Raptors, but the reason I put the Raptors ahead is because I think they have better veteran presence as opposed to the Hornets. Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, Chris Boucher, Freddie VanVleet, Scotty Barnes. You have guys that are very good, been there before. Scotty Barnes is young, so is OG Anunoby. He's a bit young, but they're older than the Hornets are, and the Hornets still have some growth to do. At 9, that's where we're gonna put the Hornets. Like I said, they do have some growth to overcome and to do, but it's gonna be tough because, yeah, they're a young team. At the number 10, we're gonna get the Chicago Bulls. Now, this is probably a hot take and people are probably upset over this if you're a Bulls fan, but Lonzo is not looking good right now. Lonzo, his knee, he said he's not able to walk or jump, run or jump. Sorry, not walk, run or jump. And he can't go throughout the day without having pain. So till y'all have Lonzo, it's gonna be tough for you guys because Caruso is good, don't get me wrong. DeRozan and Zach LaVine are some dogs, but I feel like every team needs that one guy that is the leader, the presence. And I don't think DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Caruso, or Vucevic for that matter are much of an outspoken leader. Neither is Lonzo really and truly, but at the end of the day, there's a leader that needs to be there somewhere. And I'm not gonna lie, when we're looking at this 1 through 10, it's pretty tough. The East is tough this year, bro. It is tough because if we're looking at it, I still left off the Knicks. I still left off Washington. I still left off Orlando. And honestly, these 4 teams could all contend for this 10 position. I don't see Indiana doing shit. The Pistons are a year or 2 off. And yeah, but regardless of anything else, the East is gonna be rough this year, but that's all I got for you guys in this video. Let me know who you think is gonna be in the playoffs in the East. Go ahead and drop your standings predictions for this NBA season. If you are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for your boy. If you're not new, go ahead and hit that like button. And it's your boy TB with the greatest hoop stories and debates on the tube, and I'm out.